I began the day in science class where students were presenting their video presentations about energy efficiency and other resources related to that.
I hope. I don't know.
A wind turbine is a turbine that has a large main wheel and is rotated by the wind, which generates electricity.
Most wind turbines have three main parts. These parts are the tower, which connects to a central hub, and the generator. When the turbine blades capture wind and start moving, they spin a shaft that leads from the hub of the rotor to a generator. The generator turns the rotational energy into electricity. Wouldn't want to stand in front of that thing because it's spinning 128.5 miles per hour.
First, wind turbine generates electricity, then step-up transmission increases volt, then for over long-distance transmission line carries electricity. Next, step-down transformer at something near our house increases the volt, and then distribution line carries into our house. Next, it decreases the volt before entering a house, and finally it enters our house at about 120 volts. Some does not come from long distance.
We should use wind energy because it is renewable and plentiful. Wind energy reduces the greenhouse gases when it is used compared to using fossil fuels to power electricity. If you use wind energy, then it will also reduce your electricity bill at home. It leaves no waste and does not emit any CO2. When you put in wind turbines or windmills, they do not take up much land. Using wind energy is a great energy source because it does not harm any living things and you don't need to use fossil fuels. Wind power can reduce your carbon footprint because wind turbines do not release any carbon into the atmosphere.
In addition to the video presentation, students also spent a portion of the class period researching a specific plant that they were very interested in so that they can add it to the middle school garden at the end of the year.
Aside.
Okay, will this count?
Yes.
My whole triangle, or my whole cone is like.
Do you have any parallel planes, Harry?
Students had been handed actual geometric figures to get a literal hands-on understanding of the geometric figures that they were studying. They might have a sphere, a prism, a rectangle, a
You only
cube,
have one plane. What
and they
plane is
were
it, Dana?
each analyzing their own
No.
figure as a
Just
class.
your bottom is your plane. That bottom circle is your plane. Where's your plane, Gianna?
Like everywhere.
You have a lot of planes on there. Eldora? Which two of your planes are parallel, Eldora? Good. How many parallel planes do you have, Donna?
Got pretty much every side that reflects the other.
Very good. Do you have any parallel planes, Maria? No. No parallel planes, good. How about you, Marina? Which two?
This was just a great video presentation done by one of our students during the Culture Challenge for Geography. He presented a special on martial arts and very professionally interviewed the martial arts master afterward to get additional information, and he participated in a martial arts session. So really shows how involved the students are with the hands-on learning process.
Today I'm going to do the cultural challenge. The date is December 2nd, 2014. And so basically, I'm just going to be doing a martial arts lesson. Here it is. And so I'm just going to start to understand how this is part of culture and stuff. Let's go.
This is how it's done, my friends.
So it's believed that victory is now.
Where's Sergey? You guys see him?
And the very back.
The very middle.
No.
It's a bit difficult to see what's going on in the video that the students presented, but he's actually in a martial arts class, and you can tell by the students' reaction that they're really engaged in what he's doing and really interested in the video presentation, enjoying their classmate, but also eventually they're going to enjoy the information that he shares with them.
He's doing great. Look, he's literally submerging himself in another culture.
Today I'm with my sport function, and I have a couple questions for him about the cultural challenge. So, what are the bowing from when you come in and everything?
Okay, the bow, that's a very good question. What the bow represents in the Asian culture is respect. So when you walk into the school and you do the official bow by holding your right fist here, left hand, and then you bend at the waist, that's showing respect for your place of learning. And that's pretty typical throughout all your Asian countries.
What is the most important fight?
Well, fighting should always be a secondary choice in Kung Fu and in what we have to fight to defend. And in doing so, you want to make sure you do it properly and you just do what you have to do to stop the danger. No more than that. And that's what we train for.
Okay. So, I heard there are different ranks in Kung Fu. What are all the ranks?
Okay, well that's a pretty big question. So in giving you all the ranks, I'll explain it real quickly. We basically start off with a white belt, and that's a beginner. And then we have several colored ranks, and that takes a person all the way through to their black belt level 1. Then a black belt level 1 has probably trained approximately 4 to 5 years to get that degree. After that, they will train. When they get a 4th degree, they're going for their master's. 16, maybe 17 years to get a master's.
Wow. How can you tell if someone is ready for the next rank?
We have requirement sheets. And on the requirement sheets, when the teacher has marked off all those, then they tell you you're ready to test for the next rank.
Thank you so much for
Well, you're very welcome. We enjoy training in Kung
I am back, and I just came from a long exercise at a martial arts, and it's challenging. So, speaking of challenging, I challenge Austin and Dylan. You have 3 ways to respond.
So do we see where we've got some patterns of rhyme? We've got the repetition of hurt, right? We've got cry and buy, certainly. Air and care, right? Do and you.
Class actually began with the students looking at the poem that she had projected on the board and analyzing their feelings about it. So it was incorporated into the Lakers look. And they were asked not only to respond about their feelings toward it and what they thought the theme of the poem was, but to back up their ideas with the writer's tools. And once the students had a chance to analyze it on their own, then the instructor came in and was reinforcing their ideas, pointing out different writing tools the author had used. Definitely did the poem poetic justice.
Remember, rhythm is our beat or our pattern, right? So we've got to think about in looking at this. We have some. It's a drive-by. It's a hit-and-run by her. You need to cry to bleed your pain. A little shower now just might avoid a hurricane. We've got a little bit, but for the most part, it's kind of a fractured rhythm. Yes, Arthur.
Repetition, then.
Word?
I can't, too much eyes.
Yes. We get the sense then that, right, we've got, how many people are being discussed in this poem? Two. But we've got that one speaker, right, about I. So we get one side of the story. Good. All right, what about images? What images popped into your head? Callan.
A shower and a hurricane and band-aids and hearts.
Oh, good. Why Band-Aids and hearts?
because when they're talking about wrapping wounds with love.
Good. Ooh, not hurts, hearts.
What's significant about this lesson is that they're looking at poetry from other authors, and they're going to apply those ideas and concepts to their own poems that they're creating for the Voice Live presentation, where the students are going to recite their poetry for their peers.
Okay, so kind of almost a bystander effect a little bit. Matthew?
I said, scene of an accident in the first 2 lines.
Great. She gives us lots of examples, right, of what kinds of hurt are happening. Good. Maria?
A literal hit and run.
Right, so you literally picture that. Oops. All right. What type of emotions did you all feel, or what do you think the author meant you to feel? Yeah. Betrayal. Good. Great one. What else? Arthur? Guilt. Can you tell us why?
Because she felt bad for the people because she couldn't stand up for them and then she couldn't feel what they were feeling.
Okay, good. Yeah?
It says that she would help them, but she wouldn't bleed for them.
Right, so there's a sense of compassion, but also the speaker's not going to be a doormat, right, in that way. Maria? Pain. Izzy?
Like worthless or meaningless or helpless.
Helpless. I think helpless is a great one.
Yeah, I just watched this going on. It looked like a lot of work. We need to buy this dance instructor a spa day of her very own, massage, something. That's a lot of moving around for the entire day.
Let's go over that. Really? You don't have any. Alright, so that was hilarious. But don't forget, I just said go to a line. I didn't give you any spots. You want?
One aspect of this day that was just kind of fun was watching how the students relate to other teachers as well. It's good to see how those relationships exist with every instructor. I think the students may not realize how good they have it to have teachers that really care all the time in every class.
Like you're like a country washing word. Like, this is really funny. I need to see, like, remember I told you, like, you're pulling your knee and your body to your, like, your chest to your knee, but you're using your arms to do that, okay? So immediately you gotta think down. And what was right before it? Listen, 1, 2, 3, 4, and pull, 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 pull. There you go.
In drama, the students were actually looking at a compilation of video commercials that analyzed the quality of the commercial, at which point the students are then to break into groups and create a commercial of their own based on what they saw that they thought was good, that should stick, things that they would weed out in their own commercial. So they saw some solid examples, and then they went off to create their own.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
That's pretty memorable. This is a real old one.
Well, that, and this is deodorant or the one's soap. One of the soaps.
You're not really cool
Yes,
unless you
that's really best. Look who's in this.
I don't even know who that is.
It's Eds. They say, I don't even know who that is. Great, now we feel super old. I died a little bit. It's Justin Timberlake's old band. It's the best way to refer to it.
Oh!
NSYNC. NSYNC.
I was in sync with, what's his name? The one of the Wahlberg. The Wahlberg brothers.
No. Justin Timberlake.
Latin case, nominal, is used.
Oh, I see what I did wrong.
Maria.
Dative.
Dative. Well done. Okay, and dative actually comes from the verb do dare, which is to give, as we learned last week. Giving, receiving. Okay. We would like to translate the first sentence there. Tu das magistri penam. Emily, you give the female teacher. Nailed it. Wonderful. Okay, and she's able to figure that out now.
Now, what we missed at the beginning is that I actually presented the concept of indirect objects to them in English sentences, and then again in Latin sentences, and kind of let them connect the dots about what, first of all, indirect objects even are, and secondly, how dative is used for indirect objects in Latin. So I gave them the context, then let them analyze it and guess, make an educated guess, then I've given them the explanation and done some practice.
No, it's a grammatical reason. There's something in the sentence that's just going to be like, nope, not a chance.
This one thing cannot be in front of the other.
Neely.
Use.
The verb das, which is give, okay, is you give. The S on the end tells you you are doing the action. So if you have magistri and it was supposed to be nominative plural, that would be a third person plural subject, but you have a second person singular verb. So it's not even possible. So now you've narrowed it down to genitive singular or dative singular. Either one could be correct. Maria?
Can I get it?
Yes. Vos legatis discipulis fabula.
You all read the male student's story or fable.
Good. You all read the students a story. The story is the accusative singular, fabulam. Discipulis is in the dative plural, because you all memorized the chart. Had you memorized the chart before we did the application, so that way you're able to recognize it ahead of time. And common question. Are you on to number 3?
Number 3.
Go for it.
Wait. I write the boy a letter.
Yeah, I write the boy a letter.
I always forget.
And so what we have, I gave you an example of dative singular first declension with magistral. Dative plural, which is the same for first and second, remember it's both IS. And I gave you a dative singular second declension with puero. Now what can be possibly confusing about the O on the end of puer?
Row.
Because of the, isn't it because of the genitive? Not genitive. It's one of the cases.
Well, what you're going to have to get used to now is every time you've seen O at the end of a word, it's been a big sign to you that it's a verb, and it means I do the action, but that's not going to be how it is anymore. Now you're going to have to pay more attention. It could be a noun ending. So it means you really need to know your vocab. You need to know scribo is I write, but puero is not I boy.
I boy!